Good morning, YouTubers. It is let me adjust my camera here, my shifter knob. I'm trying to find a good phone thing to go in the window to help hold my phone so you can see a better view of me, so you don't have to see my chin. But anyways, good morning, happy new year to everyone. Oh man, it's going to be a great 2019. And we are at the turn of the century. The turn of the century. And what do we have to show for what have we done besides have better smartphones and internet or a G5 service? What do we have to show in our, what have we accomplished at this turn of the century? Last turn of the century, man, the typewriter was going nuts. Books were being sold on shelves. Small businesses opening on every corner. Prosperity. People, the ship making business was slowly creeping up to an end, and everyone thought that when the shipbuilding industry started to collapse, they figured that all the jobs were going to go to hell and no one's going to have a job. And no, people started making planes. Yeah, interesting times. Instead of people having their faces buried in their smartphones, in 1919, everyone had their faces buried in a newspaper or in a novel or in a book. Mysteries, reading, lots of reading. Back in the day, people read a lot to escape. What do I want to be today? Do I want to be a pirate on a ship? Do I want to fly on a weather balloon? Do I want to go 30 leagues or 50 leagues under the sea? What do I want to do? But that was the time of print, with books. What else? Turn of the century, the Wright brothers completed their first successful... No, because during World War I we had planes, so okay. So turn of the century, 1900 to 1919. What do we accomplish? A lot. I know one of the major ones was the typewriter. It was huge. Telegraph, I think, was out then. No, telegraph was out even before that, in the 1840s. So I'm just trying to think what was a big deal. Oh, streetcars were everywhere in New York, Manhattan. Streetcars were all over the place then. What else was accomplished? Electricity was starting to bloom everywhere. You start seeing electricity in homes. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what was a big accomplishment. It was just after the World War I, 1919, so people were celebrating prosperity. Economy was good, because we're going to jump into the Roaring 20s, because once you got into the 1920s, it was called the Roaring 20s, and then it was the depressing 30s. If you guys followed history, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but countries' militaries were being downgraded then. France lost a lot of its youth on the battlefields in World War I. But people had a lot to live for back then. Medicine was coming. Medicine was coming to actually help. It wasn't up to prolong sickness. They were actually finding cures. Man, imagine like some of the cures they made up until the 1970s, up into the 60s, before pharma started taking over the world. Imagine like smallpox or something where they found the cure back in the day. Imagine we depended on them today to find the cure. Oh, this will prolong it for another 100 days. You should be okay. Keep buying these pills. We're not going to cure you, but it's going to keep going for another, to the rest of your life. Well, wow, imagine. I kind of wish that the AIDS virus came out 100 years ago, because they 100% would have found a cure for it. 100% a cure would have been found for AIDS. But It was found in our time. Hi, can I get a large coffee with 1 cream? That's it. Yeah, thank you. Hello, thank you. Yeah, no, that noise, it's just my winter tires, my metal studs on my tires. Oh, got some errands to run next Monday on my day off. Then Tuesday I got some errands. I got errands to run. Like, I mean, as much as you think you're done when you semi-retire, you're always running errands still. Hi, good morning. How are you? You too. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Take care.
Yeah. What else? Turn of the century. Fashion. Fashion was becoming a thing. Alcohol was legalized after Prohibition, so 1919, I think it was. What else we got going on? Oh man, we got all kinds going on around that time. It was the time of expansion, the time of growth, the time of prosperity. Now, we're in our turn of the century now. Century's starting to turn, and what's going on? 2019. You got a collapsing condo tower in Sydney. You got housing prices declining to record lows. You got interest rates artificially brought down. You have people mass exiting their cities because they can't afford to live in their own cities they were born in. And oh yeah, and they work, and these people make 80, 90,000 a year. They still can't afford to live in their own cities. And our kids and great-grandkids have been completely bought out. Are we at war? Yeah, we're in an economic war. It's an economic takeover. Countries are fighting for rich investors, and it's a lucrative business to get in rich investors into your country. And anyone that comes in to actually help the country and actually pay taxes and send their kids to school, guess what their answer to that is? We'll just print more money. We don't need to tax more middle-class workers. We'll just print more money, and that will pay it. That will solve our problems. So that's that. Nice and smooth. Oof, nice and smooth. Tonight, guys, trends in the housing market. Go to my backup channel, my Handheld Junkie. Don't forget to check out the Handheld Junkie. It's my video game discussion thingy channel. Yeah. But how much longer am I allowed to be? How much longer will I be allowed to talk about housing? I've predicted everything spot on for the last 7 years. I did the Great Sydney Powder Keg, Sydney Mortgage Prison, Australian Mortgage Prison, Vancouver's, I call it the Vancouver Powder Keg, Vancouver Mortgage Prison. I did one for New Zealand, Auckland, modern day slavery in Auckland, but through mortgages. I've done so many videos, and it's like they're all disappearing, all of them. You know what it is? It could be because I'm not tied with mainstream media, because I see a lot of other people talking about housing that just came on the scene. And because they're tied with the BBC, CBC, NBC, all that crap, they're allowed to talk about housing on their channels because they're tied to like a mainstream media source. I'm not. So I have 120,000 fans on my Facebook fan page, and they can't even authorize my channel. And there's another real estate agent I know that has like 2,000 fans, and he has his channel authorized, or whatchamacallit, authorized, or what do you call it when somebody, whatever, it's authorized by Facebook. But I have 120,000 fans, and they don't even care. Oh well. What do you guys think about that? Yeah. It's going to be an interesting 2019, guys. I think the cleanup, it's going to be a cleanup year. 2019 is going to be a huge cleanup year. But I think it's going to keep going. I think the 2019 cleanup year is going to go into 2021. Where we're going to have to start fixing this mess. Once you artificially move interest rates around, artificially, No one knows what's going to happen because we've never done this before. We have never done this before. Never in our history have we ever artificially adjusted rates. We did it during when the Romans were putting less gold in their coins and they were artificially devaluing their gold coins. Like, fine, okay, but at least you got something for it, right? You know, at least you got some gold for it, right? Now it's really bad. We gotta see what's gonna happen. Damn, everyone's parked in front of my store. Damn. Everybody's parked in front of my... Oh, handicap, I can't park here. Alright, let's park it. See if I can parallel in here. Yeah, I got it. One shot, parallel park. I'm a little bit off. Let me just straighten her out. Okay, man, we're here. Good morning to everybody. Let's make sure this year is a good new year. And I'll see you guys tonight for trends in the housing market. Thanks for watching.